Shane and Michael have been mates for 33 years. They've done a lot together, including losing their hair. So they've decided to join the growing number of Aussie men flying to Turkey to get cut-price hair transplant surgery.
Oh, Fran, you've changed a bit in the last 33 years. Here.
Good luck.
See you, mate. See you, Pride Tuck. It's a real, I never thought that we'd be doing this together.
And then when I got it done and I saw myself, I was like, I want to help other people do this.
It's for people who are going overseas to have cosmetic surgery, they're taking a big gamble.
A balding boys trip to Istanbul. Shane and Michael have been best mates since they were 5 years old in Adelaide. Over the past 3 decades, they've grown up together, travelled the world with each other, and now they're both going bald.
Heading south, both sides, hair receding.
Go on, turn the side.
That's around the
That's where we're balding.
So they decided to do something about it.
Obviously covered a lot in those 33 years, and I guess, now about what we're about to go through is just the, icing on the cake.
Yeah.
38-year-old Shane and 37-year-old Michael are in Turkey to get hair transplants.
It's probably been a couple of years I've been thinking about it.
It definitely hits your pride and ego a bit.
Enter David Allen from Aesthetica.
I want to be the hair transplant king of Australia.
7 years ago, David also made a hairless journey to Istanbul.
My experience wasn't exactly stellar. I asked so many questions, and what I wasn't banking on was the fact that you just get told blatant lies. Turns out that it was a children's cancer hospital and they were renting a room in the back of it, and my price was meant to be fixed and it was another $1,000 US.
After deciding not to go ahead with that company, some of David's friends put him in touch with reputable Turkish doctors who helped him go from this to this.
How did getting a hair transplant change your life?
Because I've always been a confident person, what I wasn't expecting was to feel more confident. I just felt younger.
So he launched a medical tourism agency to prevent other Aussies from ending up in the wrong hands overseas.
Oh, we're helping hundreds of Aussies every year.
We saw David's journey as well from Aesthetica, and he got great results as well from his before and after, so I guess that kind of makes you feel a bit more confident going into it.
Why did you choose to do this in Turkey instead of Australia?
You can get away, see a new culture. The price point is a lot cheaper than Australia.
$5,500 to $6,500 Australian.
Here?
Yeah. Whereas back home, I think you're looking at probably 30,000 upwards.
But there are risks if you don't do all your homework.
On a weekly basis, there's patients coming from overseas with plastic surgery gone wrong overseas.
Dr. Laith Barnuti is a Sydney plastic surgeon who says there's a reason procedures are cheaper overseas.
There's much more regulation in a Western country and guidelines, not comparing apple to apple. There's many risks. One of them is infection. Second one is you will end up having suboptimal result. A third one that you will have a depleted donor site.
Dr. Barnuti says Turkey hair transplants are also often done by nurses and technicians, not doctors.
They don't know the person who's going to operate on them. They don't know the law of the country.
They're quite right to warn against people coming directly to Turkey. The risks of actually ruining your hair and how you look and affecting your confidence are very high.
How are you both feeling ahead of the procedure?
A little bit nervous about the process. I think I'll be more comfortable when I get into the hospital and I see the facilities, meet the doctor, have the consult.
Yeah, I guess it's kind of really sunk in now, because up to now it was a bit of a running joke.
2 days later, the hunt for hair began.
Showtime.
After the paperwork, a consultation with the doctor to pick a new hairline.
Oh, look, it's just really the receding hairline I'm trying to fix. So I still want a natural look.
The doctor jotting down some important details.
I need to write your name on your forehead. Just in case I lose him.
Then it was time for an anaesthetic and for hairs to be harvested from the back of their heads.
How many hairs are Shane and Michael getting?
Shane is getting 2,500 grafts and Michael is getting 3,200.
Dr. Ilgar Zainalov says he's performed this procedure 1,000 times.
I think last 2 years has been increasing. Like a lot of Australian patients came to Istanbul for hair transplantation.
He says there's an art to creating a natural-looking hairline.
We don't want a straight line, we don't want it to be too symmetrical, we don't want it to be too low.
Incisions are made by the doctor and the hair grafts transplanted to their new homes.
The hard part's over for Shane and Michael, and now the waiting game begins. Their scalps will heal over the next few weeks. Then there'll be an ugly duckling phase as the new hair falls out. And in 6 to 12 months, they'll say goodbye to going bald and hello to a full head of hair.
First day and night is pretty tough, but then the next couple of days, you'd be surprised how quickly it repairs.
47-year-old Michael from Melbourne has been there, done that.
I'd had a particularly traumatic accident 10 years ago, a traumatic brain injury, and I was like, it started to proceed during COVID, and my doctor thought it might have been stress, and I was like, oh God, not out of everything, like not my hair.
So he travelled to Turkey with Aesthetica 2 years ago and never looked back.
It's changed my life infinitely. I walk out of the house and I feel confident, you know, I look in the mirror and I feel confident.
How was it?
Easy process, no pain. But look, I'm not going to sugarcoat it. Small little bits and pieces along the way, normal, but apart from that, tickety boo.
Boys' trip to Turkey for hair transplant, success?
100%. Get around the lads back home, get onto it.
Wow. And the treatment has become so popular that those flights to Istanbul are now being called Turkish hairlines. Of course, take the advice, do your homework before jumping on board.